Well, that's a bit of a dramatic entrance, isn't it? That's a wake-up call. Hey, Cathy.
Hi, I'm feeling very important and very adventurous and courageous now.
Well, it is our passion and purpose Tiger Launch that we are here celebrating. And thank you so much for being part of Heroes Roar Tiger Edition, where you share your story of passion and purpose with us all, because I called you to. It's like, come be with us, Cathy. So, just for everyone who's watching, can you share a little bit about yourself and where they can find you, please?
Sure. So I'm Cathy Domoney, founder of the Backyard Peace Project, and I work privately working with CEOs, business owners, leaders, helping them to dissolve their trauma so that they can become the fullest version of themselves and their next level of success. So I love my world. I love my business. I love serving people to that level. So I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. And Cathy, the Backyard Peace Project, I just want to emphasize it. I want everyone to get and check it out because, oh my goodness, what a platform you've created. What an amazing array of people you've called in as ambassadors, myself included. I'm so delighted to be part of the Backyard Peace Project. But the vision, wow, I remember when this vision landed with you and then you took action on it, and wow, what you've created is phenomenal. Can you speak to that?
Thank you. Yes, well, I believe that we all have a divine mission. And quite frankly, for years, I've been trying to find out what mine was because I knew I was meant to do something. And so the Backyard Peace Project was on my heart for about 4 years. I had this big vision of how I wanted to serve people. I wanted to make great quality support and guidance accessible and affordable, because oftentimes when we're in crises or one of our loved ones is in crises and we really need those supports, we haven't got the finances to do it. We haven't got the opportunity to do it. And so what I love about the Backyard Peace Project is that it's super accessible, it's super affordable, and you know you're going to get great quality guidance in there. Because what I'm seeing a lot at the moment is a lot of people in crises going onto social media groups and asking their peers for advice. Peers who have no professional experience, peers who have their own bias filtering through their advice. And oftentimes I'm watching it thinking, oh my gosh, that's terrible advice. I hope you don't do that. And so what I wanted is to create a place where you can connect with hand-picked individuals who are experts in their profession. We have a team of nearly 70 in there now, all ready to serve. And so it got to a point about 8 months ago, I believe, where I said to God, okay, if now is the time, let me know. And the magic has just rippled through. Like, I've magnetized the most extraordinary people into the Backyard Peace Project. It's grown organically. The content inside is life-changing content. It's so supportive. It's the cost of a cuppa and a slice of cake per week. That's all it is. We've made it, and that's for the whole family. So you've got to think, do I need that cake on my hips, or shall I go into the Backyard Peace Project and work on my inner self, my inner belief, my confidence? Do I need to dissolve old patterns and old habits that aren't serving you anymore? Because everybody deserves to unleash into their highest potential. And the Backyard Peace Project is designed to help you do that so that you can have that beautiful healing for yourself, your family, your community, and the world.
It's like the power in it is just amazing. The resources, everything, how it just came to be. I know how many hours you've put in behind this, and I know how much love and connections and how many people you have called in from around you, because you're such a leader in this. It's phenomenal. And it is that place where you can go and just, if you know, maybe if you're feeling anxious one day, you just go in there and you're going to find something that just shifts that from within you, changes the trajectory of your day. And we just all need that sanctuary to go to in a day of struggle, in a day of misalignment, in a day of needing to help our kids overcome something. You just need that place, and this is it. So huge kudos to you, and this is totally a passion project from you, you know, and you've so much purpose in it. It's just like phenomenal. I just love it. So thank you so much for being there, and I want everyone to come and check out the Backyard Peace Project. Really and truly, it is all that, and I will put all of my staff behind it to say this vision, it changes lives. So huge kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's intended to be a warm embrace, somewhere
It
that
is.
you're safe and held and nurtured and supported.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually you in the platform. I love it. All right, your chapter for the Tiger edition of Heroes Roar is called The Power to Choose. And we know how powerful that is and how our choices that we make in life navigate our experience of life. So can you talk to that for me?
Absolutely. And similar to you, this is the first time I've told this story publicly. So it's a big deal for me. And what I've learned working with professionals who've had some level of trauma is we cannot quantify or compare our trauma with one another. So it's for me, having worked with these incredible people who've had the most horror story lives. To choose when you were humiliated in front of your year class teacher showed me that it wasn't the event itself, it's how that we receive the event in the moment. That's what qualifies it as trauma or not. And so really one of my earliest memories was steeped in that. And it wasn't intentional by my family, although I am estranged from my siblings for various reasons. But one of my earliest memories taught me to mistrust the people around me. And I don't have a lot of memories from my childhood, which is pretty telling. But this one memory where I felt betrayed, I felt that people were out to get me. And I, as a very vulnerable young child, when I reacted to that emotionally, I was chastised. And so I was like, I just don't, I really don't feel like this is the way we're supposed to be. I don't feel safe. I feel like I can't trust people, even those closest to me. And so that colored my life for quite a long time. And of course, it's all perfection. I needed to have those experiences because from a very, very early age, I was seeking answers, alternative ways of being. I was reading philosophy. I was going to counselors. I was finding them myself at a very young age and going, I don't think this is the jam. Like, what's going on in my life here? I don't feel like this is the thing. And so I went on this very personal journey of discovery from a very young age. And also that deep self-reflection from a young age as well, of going, I don't like these parts of myself. And I can identify that because of what's happening around me. And so I need to find a way to cultivate inside of me what I want to see beyond my immediate experience. And I suppose that became a lifelong journey of studying psychology, studying coaching, hypnotherapy, counseling. I work with the superconscious now, all trying to understand how to unpack and move through my childhood experiences so that I didn't pass that on to my kids.
Oh, wow. Like there's just so much in this as well. And whenever you're, as a child, your family are supposed to be your safe haven. It's supposed to be where you get to be curious and you get to explore, you get to know who you are. But yes, there's always limiting things happening that, and we often have to undo it as adults. But you had to undo things, and this call was within you. This isn't right. This doesn't feel right. This, you were called to more before, usually, before you were an adult, really. And so then you were always kind of ahead of the game and getting curious and discovering the depths of yourself. So, and then in turn, you help others and create that environment for others to be able to do that unraveling and to do those self-explorations and to create those safe spaces. And it is choice. Like you can choose to ignore that and feel misaligned for all of your life and feel pulled apart by this just doesn't feel right. And why am I, and then also, Cathy, one of the things that I see in this is the power to choose who you surround yourself with. The people that are around you that are kind of, it's a reflection inwards, like what you're seeing within yourself, what you're feeling, and all of those things are influenced by the people that you choose to have around you. So it's important, and it's also courageous to do that, isn't it?
Well, it's scary at times, it's hard because I'm a very loving person. And so for me to put a boundary down and think, I can't have that in my experience. I don't want that in my experience. I don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, I've worked hard doing that inner work. I've been in the trenches. I felt the pain. We've had our kids hospitalized through bullying. We've been through really hard things. We felt the sharpness of that pain. And so I've worked hard to cultivate myself and my family to come through that and to really clean up our experience and our relationship with ourselves, right? Because the way that we treat ourselves is the benchmark of how everybody else treats us. And so to be able to lovingly say, no, I'm sorry, this is no longer serving me. We've grown in different directions. I don't want to hurt you. I actually have love for you, but I'm not going to have that in my experience. And I cannot become a lesser version of myself than I fought to become. And I don't want to, quite frankly. And so, I remember Lisa Nichols saying the doorway's only wide enough for you. You can't drag everybody with you through it. And it doesn't mean we have to wish them ill. It doesn't mean we have to make them the enemy or the bad guy. It just means that we need to be so dedicated to our own evolution and our, development and our unfolding that nothing else will do. And so people come with you on that, and the people that drop off, make space for more amazing people to come into your life. But the key for me is wishing everybody well, wishing them well, even if they've hurt you. That's just where they are in their evolution. They're carrying pain that they haven't worked through yet. So the intention is to wish everybody well and wish everybody healing and move on in that high vibration energy.
Yeah. Oh, stop, rewind, listen to that again. It's just so vitally important. People need to understand this, because it will save so much anger. It will save so much frustration if the people just take a moment to understand it's not about people's how they treat you. Sometimes it's not about you, it's about them, and they're on their own journey. And people are in our life sometimes for a season, not for a lifetime, and we have to honor that, Cathy, and we have to be at peace with that, even though sometimes it hurts. It really does. And sometimes you're going, oh, really? Do I have to do this again? But that's self-love. You have to protect your own evolution, as you talk about, but and that of and set an example for the kids that we are raising and the people around us, that, it's all next generation stuff. But wow, such a powerful message, Cathy. And that's, again, it's a choice. The power to choose that for yourself. And the easier option is to ignore it and hope that it passes by, but to actually make a definite decision and say, no, with love, this isn't right now. And you can send love ahead into that and nurture it and do it with peace, so that you can then move on. And they can too, so that there's no residue and any ill, and then cut the cord there, so that you're free to move on and call in the people that are going to be, and choose who they are for your next evolution of yourself. And that's the thing, we are all evolving, but we're all evolving at different rates, isn't it? And sometimes we evolve faster than others or slower than others in different areas. And so we have to honor that and see that and become mindful of that as well. And, really honor what that means for us, because it's us that's leading the way, not just for us, but the people that are around us as well, isn't it?
And within that, we get to choose. And that sounds great. We get to choose, but it's actually really challenging at times.
So hard.
And I've just been through something with my daughter, and we're actually going to write a chapter about it. And we're going to, we're thinking about creating a documentary about it, because we think it's a really important message. But I've dedicated my adult life to dissolving the generational stuff that was given to me, right? That's been my whole focus, Karen, is dissolving all of that generational stuff so that I don't pass it on to my kids. And I was having a conversation with my eldest the other day, and she said to me words that really were like a punch to my stomach, because she said, well, these are the things that trickled through and the things that I got from you that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
That was really, really hard to receive.
Yeah.
Because I've been proud of myself for taking all of the stuff that was put on me and working really hard to work through it and dissolve it, so I didn't hand that piece down. but there were some little pieces that little shards of glass that came through. And she said, and these that, I mean, it's not huge, but it's enough for it to get her attention and for her to have to work through it. And I just sat with her, and I had a choice in that moment of what kind of parent I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I could either say, well, that's crazy because I've worked really, really hard and my whole life has been dedicated to doing this. Or I could say, wow, that's just blown my mind. I'm so sorry that things trickled down. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it. Let's lean into it. Let's learn from it, and let me be aware of it. And let's share our story so that there's no shame, blame, guilt. There's just learning and curiosity, mm-hmm. and the power of choosing something different moving forward. Mm-hmm. But it didn't
There's
feel
a teachable
comfortable.
moment in it. But that may be your daughter's life's purpose, or part of her learning in life was to experience some of that. But I'm sure it's not being felt at the impact that because you've done the work, you've changed the narrative on that. But yet because it's part of you, some of it may trickle through. But one of the things that I had to learn as a parent, like, we have a lot of children, Cathy. We could fill a room just by coming together, our families. We could have the biggest party ever just by bringing our families together. But one of the things that I had to realize is that I am the guardian of my children. I'm here to to love them unconditionally so that they get to experience that, because I believe that's a beautiful foundation of which to go out into life from. We're here to get, guide them through, not control and tell them what to do, through their own things that they have to experience in life. They're all individual, and we're not here to control things. We're here to help and support and guide. That's what I've always felt. And that's what I feel that you then chose to do as a parent, instead of going, well, let me take that back off you and let me deal with it. It's not yours to deal with. You were like, well, this is something you're going through and you're dealing with and you can gain strength from. So let me help you navigate that. And that's what I see. And that's just, wow, it's such a teachable moment there.
And I do feel, Karen, it's a dance, and sometimes my kids are showing me the steps and sometimes I'm showing them the steps. Yeah. But we're both part of the dance. And, they're growing up in a world that I didn't grow up in. I didn't have the pressures and the exposure to the stuff that they have exposure to now. I mean, it's pretty limited. I'm pretty strict with stuff in my house, but they're still exposed to a lot more than I was ever exposed to. And so I have to understand that I cannot apply all of the wisdom from my past to their current experience, because some of it is not relevant anymore. I mean, your values, your core values, your ethics, your guidelines, your all of those sorts of things, of course, they carry through. But some of the other stuff, I don't know, because I've never lived through it. So we have to be open to them teaching us some of the steps of the dance.
Yeah, because each of them individually will have their own values, their own core things, their own things that they have to unravel and move into the next version of themselves with. We can just do our best. That's what I see and hear, and with the best of intentions, but with love as a foundation. Like, that's the super fuel of all of those things that I see coming through, like your unconditional love for your children and their advancement in life and their opportunities in life is just shining through there. It's just beautiful to witness. It really is. Oh, Cathy, thank you so much for joining me today to talk about the power of choice, and also the Backyard Peace Project, which is your passion and purpose project that I hope that everybody comes and checks out, because it is so worth it. And it's a global movement, and we want as many people as possible coming on board to access the amazing resources that are there, but also coming together in the community and the family that is the Backyard Peace Project. It just has a beautiful ripple effect, and the connection is just phenomenal. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
Bye, everyone. Go grab your copy of Heroes Roar Tiger Edition anywhere books are sold. Bye, guys.